Hi, and welcome to the Wellness Table. I'm Dr. Cheryl Bothwell, and this podcast is focused on a fresh take on wellness with conversations about food, nutrition, science, wellness, and so much more. Our mission to empower you to become the CEO of your own wellness. And today we're going to tackle a topic that affects so many of us, and that's stress, and how stress steals our joy and its negative impact on our health. I also want to talk about a term, high functioning anxiety. This topic was inspired by a social post from Dr. Julie. She's a well-known online psychologist who identified high-functioning anxiety and how it plays a role in our daily stress. We're also going to talk about perfectionism and how that impacts our stress and can also steal our joy. I'm a nutrition doctor and wellness expert, and I'm known for looking and talking about what you're eating, your lifestyle habits. But what can really steal our quality of life is what's eating us. And I know this firsthand from the loss of my child to cancer. And you wonder, how am I going to deal with this level of stress? These are stresses that we can't control. This is grief. Or maybe you're dealing with a scary diagnosis for yourself or someone you love. How do we manage these biggies and avoid a negative health impact in our lives? But also, as I talk to my clients and patients about what stresses in life we can control, like our job or an unhealthy relationship that maybe we need to let go of. Or is it our perfectionism or that inner judge that tells us we're bad or good for eating a certain food or for saying something? Can we consider how many of these that can be removed in our life? How can we have less of the stress that we can control? We need to create a wellness routine that includes activities that lets us rest, renew, recharge our body battery every day so that our body can relax and unwind and we can tackle the daily short-term stresses that we can't avoid without negative health impact, and also the chronic stresses that life can bring. Let's look at the 3 common signs of chronic stress and explore the term high-level anxiety that was introduced by Dr. Julie. We need to consider stress as serious as any other health topic and look at it as how we can create a wellness routine to refresh, renew, stress less, so that we can live our very best lives, healthier and more vibrant. So this is how Dr. Julie summarized this high-functioning anxiety term, and she identified it as a common response to the environment. To have some level of stress or high-functioning anxiety, it's very normal. So some level of anxiety is normal. First, let's identify the 3 signs that you might be dealing with high-functioning anxiety. Number 1, you experience anxiety that drives you forward. You're trying to meet everyone's expectation, and they're not even realizing your inner turmoil. Number 2, you function well in daily life, but you struggle to slow down and rest, leading others to label you as a workaholic. Number 3, you appear calm on the outside, but are still worrying and doubting yourself on the inside. It's important to recognize that high-functioning anxiety, it's not a clinical term or a flaw. It's a common response to your environment. So while some anxiety is normal, chronic stress can still lead to a host of long-term health problems. It can steal healthy years from our life. So it does need to be taken seriously as any other health condition or health issue. It's crucial that we do that. So to manage stress and anxiety, it's essential to make time for rest and to renew and to reassess our workload. Ask yourself, which stressors in my life can I control? And which ones are beyond my control? And are there any unnecessary tasks or pressures that maybe I can eliminate? How do we recharge our batteries so that we can deal with stresses that come our way or those that we cannot avoid? And how can we make time to allow us to rest, to sleep well, and replenish our body and mind and deal with the short-term stresses that come along every day as part of life and deal with the stresses that we cannot avoid? Let's consider our wellness routine. Are we making time for ourselves? Are we prioritizing our best health every day? Or are we trying to please everybody and overworking and overdoing? And if we are, let's try to identify, why are we doing that? Getting a bird's eye view in the context of your anxiety and stress and your daily wellness routine is really crucial for you to live your healthiest version of your life, to have quality of life. Stress is a killer. It's the number 1 problem that we find. We can be eating well, we can be moving enough, we can be making healthy lifestyle choices, we can be doing all of these things, but if we don't have a way to manage stress and to recharge our body every single day, These short-term stresses that we face every day, that we live with as being human, the ones that we cannot control, we need to manage those every day or they begin to have a negative health impact. So how do we find joy in every single day? It's important for us to sit down and think about how we would answer this question. Are there stresses that we can remove, that we can do something about? We know we can't do anything about some of the stresses like grief, that scary diagnosis, or even a terminal diagnosis. There may be some things where we feel helpless. We still need to rest and renew and take care of ourselves every day to help our body cope and deal with these stresses. But remember, there may be stresses that we can eliminate and that we can control. So how do we recharge from all the stresses that we deal with every day? By finding ways that we can recharge and renew our body. Like, yes, we need to sleep well. Take breaks every day to find joy. These are critical for your health. You'll find this adds points to your wellness score. But this doesn't mean the only way to recharge from stress is by relaxing. Finding meaning is a source of fuel for our body. A restorative break that doesn't just avoid tasks and burn you out. It includes people and projects that you're passionate about and fire you up. This is recharge. Detaching from your stress prevents exhaustion, and attaching to purpose elevates your energy. This is a great tip that I got from Adam Grant. He's a professor at Wharton, and he's an organizational psychologist that will be talking about more of his quotes about perfectionism. But I loved how he said, detaching from your stress prevents exhaustion. Attaching to your purpose elevates your energy. I really enjoy a lot of his quotes. And it ties in with what we talk about with the wellness score of every day doing something that we love, that brings us joy, so that we can help our bodies cope and recharge from stress. And what about perfectionism and setting realistic goals for our life and the people in our life to increase our happiness? This was another quote that intrigued me from Adam Grant. And he talks about the key to avoiding disappointment is to not lower your expectations. It's to broaden your goals. It's not aiming high that sets you up for a letdown. It's fixating on an ideal while failing to identify what's good enough. He talks about happiness lies in a range between aspirational and acceptable. So his recommendation is aim for the 7s, but be satisfied with the 5.5s. And I loved this context because I connect it to the score. We have a 20-point score, and I have set a goal of an 18.5 and above is a great score, or scoring up, adding 1 point to your score. So we don't have to shoot for perfection, even in our wellness routine or what we eat. It's really about the progress. It's about scoring up, setting goals that are achievable, creating a wellness routine that works unique for us. So let's think about how can we cut perfectionism in our life and broaden our expectation? How can we find that happiness range between aspirational, acceptable for projects, career, and even the people in our life, like Adam Grant is recommending? When we see a wellness score of 20 out of 20, let's aim to add more healthy points to our wellness routine. Let's add activities that bring us joy and help our body renew and recharge. And remember that eating healthy and making healthy lifestyle choices scores up your wellness, and it fuels and nurtures your body to help you manage stress and decrease the negative impact that stress brings along. Because remember, we cannot control or manage all the stress in our life, but we can do something to help our body recharge from the stresses that we deal with that are just part of everyday life. So what's important for each of us to be able to understand about the stresses in our life is how can we broaden our expectation? What can be removed in our life to lower the stress? When we can answer these questions, it will help give us clarity, and it will help you make more informed decisions about your wellness routine and choices about your own personal well-being. So for those looking to dive deeper into creating a wellness routine that works for you to renew, recharge your body, mind, and spirit, I want you to grab the free wellness score. It's at drcherylwellness.com. I'll also have it linked in the show notes. But it's a free score, and it will show you how your wellness routine works, and it will help you score up your wellness and create daily recharge activities to help you deal and manage with stress. It's crucial to manage stress and anxiety by making time to rest and renew and reassess our workload. Ask yourself which stressors in your life you can control and which ones are beyond your control. Are there any unnecessary tasks or pressures that you can eliminate? Getting a bird's eye view of your anxiety, stress, and daily routine is crucial for living your healthiest version of your life. I invite you to grab my free wellness score. This score is designed to help you prioritize your health. It moves wellness into your hands. It's about what you eat, what you drink, your lifestyle behaviors. But within those health behaviors, it includes how to connect with others, how to find joy, and how to prioritize your personal recharge to manage stress. So how do we recharge our battery so that we can deal with stresses that come our way that we cannot avoid? And how can we take time to allow us enough time to rest, sleep well, replenish our body and mind, and deal with the short-term stresses that come along our way, and also deal with stresses that we can't avoid? Let's consider our wellness routine and create a routine that works for us. So again, are we making time for ourselves? Are we prioritizing our best health? Are we trying to please everybody and overworking and overdoing? If we are, let's try to identify why we're doing it. What's driving this in us? Are we working to be loved and accepted? Is that perfectionism within us driving us to work too much, to overdo, and to stress more? So as we wrap up today's episode, remember to be the best version of yourself. You need to take time every day to find joy and understand how you're managing your daily stress and fueling your body and nurturing your body to manage the stressors that you can't control. It's essential to create a wellness routine that includes what we eat, how we're living, and addressing what's eating us. And then we have to look at how do we recharge our body's battery from the daily stresses. For more insights on managing real life problems, looking at a daily wellness routine that can recharge, renew, and heal our bodies, check out more of my podcasts on the wellness table and grab that free wellness score at drcherylwellness.com. It's all there for you. So if you're prioritizing your health, you're managing your stress the best way, and you're scoring up wellness. Remember, taking time for yourself, it isn't selfish, it's essential. You don't need to be perfect, but just start the progress, adding points to your wellness score and aiming for an 18 plus on the score out of 20. Creating a wellness routine that works for you, unique for you, lets you live your healthiest and most vibrant life. So take care, refresh, renew every day, stress less, and score up your wellness this week. Until next time, I'll see you on the wellness table.